Do you think themes mentioned in songs can impact the listener's behaviour?
I feel like if you listen to, like, I don't know, overly sexual or like violent music a lot, it can definitely impact the way that you think about things. I'm not saying that if you listen to things once in a while, it's going to change you as a person, but any sort of media consumed in like a large amount can definitely change the way that your mind.
I wouldn't really say so. I mean, there's so many different songs about really deep topics. It can definitely impact someone's thoughts and open a new perspective. I don't think it would change their behaviour per se.
Absolutely, yeah,
For me,
100%.
definitely, yeah, 100%.
Yes, I think so. I think it depends what they are. If it's talking about like women in a derogatory way, I think that can affect the way people think. I don't know about other things like if it affects violence or anything, not so much, but I definitely think like drugs and things like that maybe, yeah.
Absolutely. There's people like Kanye West or like just any rap music in general, and like they're talking about like violence. A lot of the time it's against women, and it's like that affects like young kids, like men especially.
What level of a scandal would you stop listening to an artist?
Oh god. I feel like people cancel people for the smallest things these days, like using AI in like album arts and that sort of thing. I don't think I would go that far, but like anything that could be considered a crime, yes.
I don't know if you've heard about what's been going on with Kanye, but I stopped
Did
listening
you
to him
stop
as soon
listening?
as he started becoming a Nazi.
Okay.
But like the fact that people are still holding on even after he's like spoken about this whole cousin thing that's been going on, I'm just like, as soon as you start kind of leaning towards being really, really misogynistic without an air of like irony to it, like there's a kind of sincerity behind it that you're kind of hearing,
Then you're
and that
done.
kind of attitude, I do tend to kind of cut it off from there.
Just anything really, like racism, just sexism, just anything bad, like abusive.
I think it really is like a case by case thing with me, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't know what necessarily levels, but like any sort of like scandal with an artist, especially if it's like you have the issue with a lot of like metal bands and underage girls and things like that, which I obviously don't agree with. So like that massively puts me off.
I think when it's a really big public scandal,
Would a music artist's controversies affect a listener, and how?
I feel like it would, because if you listen to someone, it's more likely that you'll have their opinions as well. So like, for example, I listen to like Cave Town, very trans, very inclusive, but like my brother listens to like Kanye West, very racist, very just not very nice. So I feel like you can.
I think it would. I think it does affect the listener, but only if you continue interacting with it.
Absolutely.
So if you
yeah.
stop, then you're kind of free. You're free of that.
Oh, definitely. I feel like there's been a couple of bands that I've listened to and they've meant like a lot to me, and then to find out that they've done something wrong or controversial or something that like I don't agree with has definitely put me off. Like I feel like you always put these people in a position of like power over you and like put them in the limelight, see them as amazing people, and then when that facade's broken, it can definitely, I don't know, it hurts a bit, doesn't it?
I don't think it would. Again, if you separate the art from the artist, you're focusing on the message of that specific piece of art rather than the artist's own personal, political views. So it's mainly what the art itself represents.
I think it depends on the listener. We have a lot of people that still buy artists that have done dodgy things. And obviously we can't comment on it when they're buying it, but I wouldn't buy them. So it really depends on the person. I think a lot of people do separate the art from the artist, but yeah, I think it's a personal thing.
I mean, yeah, it kind of you can't listen to that artist anymore if you really used to love them. And so, but I also think it kind of calls into question people's own morals.
I'm not really sure.